So, Raw, we are about to release, and this is the first time we're telling anybody. And I wanted you to be a part of this because of your unique experience, which I laughed my ass off when you told me. But we have something that's 100 times stronger than Power coming to the market, and it's going to be available by September 21st is the official launch. It's going to be up for
Nice.
pre-sale online by tomorrow, I believe, and it's called Fascial Release. And the reason why I wanted to have you talk about it is because of the story you told me, which was so flippin' funny. Now, first of all, I got to tell you that from my experience, when we were in Cartagena, Lisa had squirreled away a bottle, and I'd had it for 2 months, and then taken away, and then I got two tablets. I took them, and the day was unbelievable, and it was just a cascading series of performance. And I want people to hear. So tell us all the
Yeah,
story of your
yeah. I
fashion
mean,
release story.
I've been asking you guys ever since we got our first, I don't know, it was like 20 servings you gave us. And we've been rationing them off, trying to save them as long as possible because they're just super amazing. They make you completely aware and enlightened way more than normal. I don't even know how it works. I just know that it works. And so we first tried it in Austin, I believe, and then we came home and my wife and I have been playing tennis like pretty much daily since the beginning of the year. And she beats me every single time. Like on the, I don't even
She's a
know how to
really
keep,
good tennis player, right?
yeah. She played when she was younger. I just started playing in January. So I'm basically a beginner. I've never ever beat her in the 6 game set. I don't even know how to do things like serve or hold my racket. Like I don't know how to do anything. And I've never ever beaten her. And one day I like learned how to serve. Like I saw a guy serve basically like the day before I saw a guy serve, and then one day I was like, I'm gonna try serving like that guy. He was like jumping in the air, which apparently you're not supposed to do in tennis, but I was like jumping and serving, and it was almost like the Matrix. I like downloaded the program that I saw him do, and I was able to like do that, and I ended up beating Carolina, and I was trying to make sense of it after. She was like, "Why were you serving like that?" I was like, "I don't know. I was just able to just like jump up in the air, strike the ball perfectly, and it was like giving me a super big advantage over her." And she's like, "Did you take pineal release?" And I was like, "Oh, am I supposed to say the name of it?
Yeah,
But is
yeah,
that
yeah,
the
yeah.
F
Fashion
or
release.
fascial release? Sorry, I'm screw. There's a lot of stuff going on in my head. Um, Fascial release." And I was like, "Yeah." And so it was like it made the difference. And the next day she smoked me again, and then it was because I forgot to take the fascia release. But it's crazy because it was like the Matrix where I could feel myself just like have an intention, like I'm going to do this program of a serve that I saw somebody do, and I immediately was able to translate that into my body and perform a task that I'd been trying to do for 6 months,
So
and
you took the
it just all,
supplement, you beat Carolina, then you
yeah.
didn't take it, you went back to playing tennis the old
Yeah,
way almost.
I
Then you
literally
took it
couldn't
again.
serve the next day. I couldn't serve the next day at all. Like it was like, what
So
the heck?
so the reason why that works, and this is what I've been testing, because it's never been released before. It's got our BDMC, which is the active ingredient in PowerCurc, which is an anti-inflammatory, which targets the fascial tissue. So we develop movement patterns in our fascia, like a movement pattern like this. And if I have an injury, I might go like this instead
Right.
of like this because of the injury. And when we take PowerCurc, it lets the body, it removes the inflammation so that I have the potential to move. But the challenge is I have a memory of moving like this rather than like this. And so the curcumarone, which it promotes something called brain-derived neurofactors, BDNF. What that does is it optimizes the movement, the brain pathways of movement, so instantaneously what was happening is you picked up a ball, you saw what you wanted to do, and you just followed through with it exactly. And because your brain optimizes the shortest, most effective route to get to where you want. I'll give you an example. If you're walking down a hill, like a steep hill, you're looking about 15 feet in front of you typically, and your feet just know where to go naturally. That's your brain through a very stressful and dangerous environment protecting you by giving your body the right pathway, even by memory. So this enables that capacity for general movement.
I mean, that explains it because it literally was like I just wanted to do something. My body moved perfectly, even though it hadn't been moving perfectly forever. It doesn't make sense. So it's not happening in the brain because that's where I was, that's what I, that's where my mind felt like it was happening, but it was in the body. That actually makes way more sense.
Yeah, so like it's like if I teach people to fall, and then if you're looking at what you're falling at, you're gonna lock up and you're gonna hurt. If you turn your head away and you fall, you'll catch and you won't get hurt at all. And that's because your brain sees danger and it tightens up. But if your brain's not involved, your body performs at the optimum. So what it does is it bypasses the program that your brain created to deal with the malfunction in your movement. So you actually go to the body optimized program. So it's facilitating the body's brain or the fascia or the interstitial.
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Yes to that. I didn't know how it was working, but
So
that's
so the
exactly how
question
it's working.
the question is, how much is it worth for you to for me to only give it to you and not Carolina?
Dude, I'm super happy it's coming out this month. I've been like, Gary, you've been saying in a few weeks forever. When is it coming out? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think tomorrow it goes on pre-order. It's $65. It's a little bit more expensive because it's got another patented supplement in it. We're because of the nature of it, we only have a limited run. We're only putting up people can only purchase 4 bottles. Because I know when people get their hands on this, the ones who want it are going to order 10 or 20. We're going to make our next batch as soon as we can, but we have a strong feeling it's gonna sell out right away. So that's why we put a limit on it. And one of the things that I can say is that I would take, like, when I'm in painful situations, or I'm moving a lot, or I'm working with my hands a lot, I'll take sometimes 6 or 8 PowerCurc a day. I I can't tell the difference if I take 2 or 3 or 4 fascial release. There is no difference. Like, two does it. So actually, even though it's slightly more expensive, which isn't that much, it's only $5 more a bottle. But what it does is it optimizes the movement so well that you don't need all the extra anti-inflammatory. It gives you the right balance between anti-inflammatory and then proper movement.
To me, I mean, just thinking about those pills, those capsules, I mean, they're like glowing in my brain. They're that valuable to me. Like they're that valuable that I like imagine them glowing in my hand before I take them.
Yeah.